You've grown up in a film family. I'm sure that has influenced you a lot. But also, there are influences, I guess, from your studies abroad in California and your film course. Uh, Tell me about how both of these things have contributed to your process of acting and how they've influenced you, the way you look at cinema and your acting.
Please ask me this question, which is fantastic, about the whole Los Angeles thing. Um, so, the basically Chapman University, and we talk a little bit about it. I don't talk too much about it. I don't know why I should. Best 4 years of my life. I had the chance to go to USC. Right? They were taking me. I had the chance to go to UCLA as well. I chose not to be in Los Angeles. I chose to be in Orange County. Orange County is a suburb that's 40 minutes away from Los Angeles. It's by the beach. The reasons why I chose to kind of be there is because in USC, there are 50 kids per professor. In Chapman, there are 15 or 14 kids per professor. It makes a very, very big difference. Also in Los Angeles, I went to LA a lot to kind of have a good time as a freshman. And I realized that it's such a crazy city that you don't have peace of mind. It's like any other big wild city, right? So you're not kind of isolated there with your thoughts. And I was doing a writing program. And I can't imagine like trying to write at all there. And like USC is like in downtown LA, which is like a really busy place, And so I kind of made that decision to kind of go to Chapman, which is basically Orange County is a beach town, and it's extremely laid back. Like there are a lot of surfers there, and all the film kids that kind of come to Chapman are all very alternative thinkers. USC is more of like the George Lucas legacy and, all of that, the whole mainstream Hollywood thing. So the whole culture at Chapman was to kind of have very intimate classes, share your stories with people. You see the same faces around all the time, which is great, and then you go back to your house, which is like probably 5 minutes away from the beach, and then you're kind of alone with thoughts and films, and you have like really the whole culture of like kids going out in Orange County is taking your girlfriend to the movies, or it's very simple. It's like very, very simple, which was great, and we used to have like these screenings of films from all over the world, and like we would all like sit and like go to a friend's place and kind of talk about it. Maybe in SC or LA I would not have had the same experiences, so I think it kind of shaped me a lot, actually. It made me very laid back, first of all. I didn't get too driven away by the whole LA studio kind of thing and wanting to do those kinds of films. And, I would recommend it as a college to anybody that ends up watching this and wants to go and study film. It's really amazing. It's fantastic. And I was a screenwriting major. The guy that was doing my senior thesis was an Oscar winner. He wrote the screenplay for The Sting and Sleepless in Seattle. So we had an Academy Award-winning teacher who would come to class and give us notes on our scripts. And there were literally 12 or 14 of us, So that was like how empowered we felt. And so you'd walk in with your script, and, if you had 5 characters, you would assign like, I want him to read this part. And we would read each other's scripts, So I think to have that kind of experience so early on, it really kind of shaped my way of thinking. Yeah.
Did you consider getting into script writing or direction at that point, or were you sure you wanted to?
I think so. I was a screenwriting major, so you need like 120 credits to graduate. Each class is 3 credits. So you would do screenwriting every semester, but then you would also have alternative classes. And whenever I had a chance, I would do acting. So we had Screen Acting 101, and then we had this class called Acting for Writing Majors. It was called Actor-Writer Workshop. So they would take all of us writers, and luckily for me, I always had like this acting thing. A lot of the other poor guys were like proper writers, It's like you're making us act, like what's going on. So they were like really like introverted, and I'm introverted, but they were like even worse than me, like most like a lot of writers. And so it was basically to understand what an actor kind of thinks when he picks up your script and kind of reads it, which is very important, because I think acting and writing are the most intertwined, those classes that were like 6 months each really made me kind of realize how much I enjoyed acting. And I think that's kind of when I went and took the decision. When I went there thinking, writing is something I want to do right now because script is the most important thing. Without script, there's no film. I went there to understand actually what I want to do, and then I kind of got the answer somewhere midway through that program.
You also come from a film family, but you were away from the limelight. You were away from Bombay. You grew up very differently. Are there still any influences in your life when you were growing up, or did the process start much later?
The biggest influence of my life is Sachin Tendulkar. He has nothing to do with film. I've said this many times, but my life revolved around sport as a kid. My parents took a conscious decision to bring up my sister and me in a smaller town. They were both models. I think they were many years ago, but they were both models, and my grandmom used to act. But they wanted us to have an upbringing in a smaller town where, you know, life is not about films, only about films, or life is not only about video games and stuff like that. So, because life is more than just films, you know, there is the film world, but it's much bigger than that. So I feel that has really helped me a lot in my whatever little acting that I've done, you know, because once you are one with nature, it plays a big role, I feel, in acting. So I feel influences in my life have not been from people who are like Shabana Masi or Tanvi Bua, I call her Atya. So it hasn't been from them because I didn't grow up in that filmy atmosphere. But influences have been from nature, from sport, from restauranting, from human people who you interact with. So it's been from there. It's been from villagers.
I read somewhere that you actually represented your college in 9 different sports at some point.
So I got in because of sport. I got into college because of sport, and I just needed an excuse to bunk college. So I ended up playing badminton, cricket, handball, throwball, volleyball, swimming, table tennis, basketball, and cricket. Did I say? It's 9 sports. But there was nothing left. No, just football. Besides football, I played pretty much everything for college.